Hi, this is Scott Owens, GIS analyst with Pond, and we are going to be taking a look, at the at 360-degree data collection and imagery use in GIS. We'll be looking at how to integrate 360-degree data to ESRI Enterprise Portal ArcGIS online environments for client-specific use. That's right. So what is a 360-degree image? 360-degree image is a controllable panoramic image that surrounds the original point of beginning from which the shot was taken with either multiple camera shots or multiple lenses. 360-degree photos simulate being in the shoes of a photographer viewing in all directions. One 360 image can replace up to 10 plus standard photos. Here we have a raw 360 images from a consumer prosumer camera which has two lenses. These are the two fisheye raw photos that the lenses take. Modern 360 cameras. 360 cameras and imagery for most part have been synonymous with the real estate market and interior tours for quite some time. Only recently have the cameras been recognized for additional benefits for commercial use case, and we are seeing the construction industry that's leading the way here. The 360-degree cameras range from consumer, prosumer, and commercial grade with varying degrees of feature sets and costs, but what they all have in common are multiple lenses to produce the final 360-degree image. Here we have what most of us have seen an example of. This is a real estate 360-degree imagery virtual tour. You have your images at the bottom that you could cycle through. You have your icons on screen in which you can interactively click and move to and throughout the interior space. Once again, these are conventional real estate 360 tours. Here we have an example of up and coming construction progression 360 tours. These tours are feature rich to match the commercial industry with uploading floor plans, schematics, CAD drawings, actual maps. You can draw on the 360 image as well. You can measure. You can also attach PDF docs inside the 360 image as a floating icon as well, and much more. So 360 imagery market trends and statistics, right? So the global 360-degree camera market is anticipated to rise at a considerable rate during the forecast period between 2022 and 2027. In 2021, the market is growing at a steady rate, and with this rising adoption of strategies by key players, the market is expected to rise over the projected horizon. The global 360-degree camera market size is projected to reach multi-million by 2027 in comparison to 2022. According to the National Association of Realtors in 2021 profile of home buyers and sellers throughout the pandemic, some real estate companies reported 278% increase in demand for 360 virtual tours. Here you can see, look for 2030 estimated USD 4.64. Okay, the benefits of 360-degree commercial imagery. We can use it to document and eliminate return trips to outdoor or indoor field locations, to collaborate, review, and QC site locations virtually. It can also be used for pre-planning future projects, courses of action, and risk assessments. Progression monitoring from start to finish. Capturing change over time. Think renovations. Asset inventory and management. integrated GPS support for AGPS, current updated site conditions and area locations, unparalleled surround views, top, bottom, and sides. 360-degree imagery use cases for many industries. Here we see architecture, engineering, construction, oil and gas pipeline, ROW, and corridor studies. We use in energy and transmission right-of-ways, surveying and inspection, disaster management response, utilities, environmental planning, defense and military. Okay, what are the challenges of 360-degree imagery? It requires the use of multiple lenses. This creates unique challenges when viewing and serving the images. 360-degree images require additional processing time to stitch the multi-lens images together. Once stitched, these images now need to be set to the equirectangular projection, which creates the 360-degree view. Due to this projection, the images need a specific software viewer to read the image XF metadata for GPS location X, Y, and Z, heading, and pitch, yaw, and roll. It's not all doom and gloom. Technological advancements in software and code turn the above challenges achievable. 360-degree imagery integrations. We want to integrate in ESRI applications exhibit 360-degree imagery in 3 ways. So we can integrate these 360 images in 3 different ways. Really 4, but I've categorized them in 3. So one is the use of hyperlinks, okay, which the 360 is stored in an external cloud hosting service by a third-party vendor. Embed Code, same thing, external cloud hosting by a third-party vendor, which in today's world with the commercial 360-degree industry on the rise, we have business, commercial, and enterprise 360 hosting, which gives businesses the security that they need. And then the third way is with ArcGIS pop-ups and widgets through the ESRI portal via feature service hosting and the new technology-oriented image catalogs, and from third-party consultants and developments from Nodology in their widgets. Okay, what is ESRI-oriented imagery capture? We are going to do a little explainer here. Access imagery at any angle for any location. This is actually a small demo. We will explain this later. It's generally accepted that imagery taking looking straight down at the ground like traditional satellite imagery can be visualized on a map and incorporated into your GIS. Other imagery, however, is more difficult to visualize and incorporate into your GIS. Oriented imagery from ESRI solves that problem, providing a solution for mapping, visualization, and exploring imagery that's taken from any angle. Oriented imagery is designed to support many modes of imagery: aerial obliques, nadir imagery, drone imagery, 360s, panorama, street side imagery, video, and much more. The key features: oriented imagery interface for ArcGIS Pro or the web includes the following: a 2D, a 3D viewer experience, a viewer for oriented images, or the option to integrate a custom imagery viewer. The ability to see exactly where the image is on the map as you pan or zoom in the image. The view extent is illustrated dynamically on the map. Spatial navigation tools that are designed to work specifically with the oriented imagery. Querying based on current view and filters, built-in image enhancement tools, linear and height measurement tools, the ability to create and edit the features in an imagery viewer, the option to display extents and images similar to your current selection. Uses of oriented imagery had a range of possible applications. A construction company might use it to review asset inventory photos taken by field workers at a construction site. An insurance company might use it to quickly view photos capturing property damage after a natural disaster like a fire. Or a utility company might examine close-range inspection images showing electrical towers from many different angles. In all these cases, viewing the images in the context of a map magnifies the informational value and makes them easier to use. So, that is a little bit on ESRI's in-platform oriented image capture that we can utilize for 360-degree data capture, ingestion, and end user experience. The next is I've gotten in touch with Mr. Anthony Grescavage, who is a lead developer and consultant for Nodology. Nodology is an ESRI partner providing high-level geospatial technology services, including enterprise implementations, systems engineering, software development, workflow design, process automation, and much more. They create many custom solutions developed by Nodology. The Panorama Viewer for the web app builder in particular takes 360 imagery to the next level in the ESRI environment through the use of an ESRI ArcGIS web app builder widget for ArcGIS Enterprise Portal and AGO Online. And it can be tailored to fit individual needs. So you can, with the ESRI integration and workflow for this widget by Nodology, the workflow would be to collect data using a 360-degree camera. Then you would copy the 360-degree images to the computer, create a custom Arc Toolbox processing script tool. 360-degree images are imported as point features added as attachments. It houses and serves the 360 images inside the ESRI Enterprise Portal AGO environment, which are secure, private, and client ready. Okay, just remember, we are going to look now at a 360-degree data collection GIS demo that I've created. It is a work in progress. It is a draft. We're going to be looking at these three ways that we can integrate 360s into an ESRI environment. Once again, that's by use of hyperlinks and embed codes, which are external cloud hosting third-party vendor sites. And then we're going to look at pop-ups and widgets, which are the ESRI integration feature service hosting, oriented image capture, and Nodology. We do not have we have a video that we're going to show from Nodology that Anthony has sent me, but of course they sell these tools, so they can't just provide a a demo for us to use with our products and services. So we'll play that video in just a minute. Also, while showing this demo, we will be showcasing story maps, ESRI story maps, exhibit apps, experience builder, oriented image catalog, and with the video from Nodology. So let's go ahead and click on the link. A little bit about this project. This is a mock project that I came up with to simulate a possible pipeline route study. I'm using centerline data of a road to simulate the pipeline. We have the width of the road as a polygon, and we also have a set, I think it's 200-foot buffer on either side of the road to simulate any type of need for a buffer in a pipeline type construction atmosphere. This was done in Choctaw, Louisiana, and a rural site. So let's take a look at this now. The benefits of 360-degree data collection. Many industries, including oil and gas, energy, transportation, construction, and many more markets, swiftly integrate new technologies and altered workflows to operate virtually. One tech innovation that rose in popularity during the pandemic was the use of 360-degree cameras and data collection to document sites and showcase pre-planning, progression monitoring, and completed projects via virtual tours. There are numerous commercial online 360 acquisition and hosting platforms to choose from depending on your industry and company-based needs. Survey plots of land. Here is just a one use case here. Before breaking ground on a new project, a Japan-based architect, I'm not going to say the name, surveys a plot of land using advanced 360-degree camera model, the Theta Z1. By attaching his camera to an extended monopod, he can get a vantage point from a range of higher elevation to gauge various views in the surrounding landscape in the vicinity. On-site documentation. What is here is the camera utilizes dual fisheye lenses to capture the entire environment around the camera in just one click, resulting in high-quality immersive imagery. These compact cameras are easy to bring on the go for field acquisition and data collection, and feature preset shooting modes and simple interfaces, making them ideal for industry professionals at any skill set. Here we have a 360-degree imagery with annotation and text and drawing overlaid on top. Here is another example of adding annotations and measurements. Clients and end users can open a 360-degree photo within a web browser. The user can rotate the view to see all 360 degrees of the photo. Any annotations further bringing value-added information and measurements to projects. Pretty cool. A 10-to-1 ratio. This is proven a single 360-degree photo can replace up to 10 regular standard 2D images, thus resulting in better organization, file management, and storage. The 360-degree image pins each photo to drawings by GPS locations, so organizing has never been simpler and faster. 360 data collection, imagery, and GIS. These tools represent superior visual aid qualities of 360-degree imagery integrated to GIS feature point data. The interactive points showcase a greater understanding with detailed visuals at actual locations which are geographically current and updated. Excellent data for pre-planning, progression monitoring, and updating for clients, supervisors, managers, the contractor, stake, and board members to make clear, concise decisions, or visualize problems, solutions, and/or progression changes on various projects within their specialized industry. ArcGIS 360-degree imagery integration. Utilizing ArcGIS Enterprise Portal, ArcGIS Online products and services, 360-degree data collection and acquisition can be merged for a greater benefit to end users in many company-wide industries such as, but not limited to. Here we go. Same thing we read just a minute ago on our PowerPoint presentation is here in the ArcGIS story map. Oil and gas, engineering, architecture, construction, transportation, energy, utility, defense, military, inspections, surveying, and many more. The ArcGIS Exhibit App. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read this here. When we open the app up, the same thing's going to pop up as an intro, so we won't read it there. The ArcGIS Exhibit App is part of ESRI's Instant App Collection, which is a lightweight web map application that simulates a full-bodied web mapping application in a lighter package or container. Its secondary function is to guide or present map data to the end user in a quick and concise way, whether we're using it internally or externally. Next, the sample project also showcases the superior visual aid value and qualities of 360-degree imagery capture integrated with GIS featured data. These interactive featured data points illustrate a greater understanding and detailed look at actual location surroundings that are current and updated, as stated once before. These aren't stale, outdated Google Street View images that look terrible. This is excellent for pre-planning, progression monitoring, and updating for end users to make clear and concise decisions. 360-degree data collection imagery is not limited to just outdoor solutions and settings. Drone technology can also capture 360-degree spherical imagery data that can be utilized as well. It also can be used for indoor mapping with solutions for interior settings in the commercial, industrial, and defense, military application and solutions. Follow the yellow note instructions here. So here's a sample of the exhibit map that we're going to pop into right now. So again, this is the same thing we just read. In case we would send this link out to someone else, they wouldn't have the story map. So we have a little intro screen to pop up if we're just sending a link to the exhibit app by itself. Here we can see this is the mock project in Choctaw, Louisiana. We have our instructions here, which basically explain to click the orange feature layer points in 360 links, use the arrows in the top left to cycle through the bookmarks. Then on the bottom note, these are the tools that are included with the exhibit app. So we have a home extent button, bookmark slides, GPS location if we were there in the field. We have a measure tool. We have an info panel. We can print and export anything that's on the screen. And then we can share via link as well to email. So if we come up here, let's go ahead and play. We have one of 13 bookmarks. Again, here are your tools: home, location, measure, info, print or export to PDF, and this is your share. So let's go to the first bookmark. So again, this is a mock experiment, trying to simulate the polyline as a possible pipeline project with two different polygons used as buffers. The road is buffered here in blue, as you can see with the legend, and then we have a buffer of 200 feet on each side. We also have project points that are just anonymous points to make them the mock pipeline project have a few more pieces of data included. Okay, we can do a pop-up on this. So there's just a name, waterway, start of project, date, right? But here we have a 360 icon. Okay, let's take a look at that now. Here we are utilizing the pop-up hyperlink integration within an ESRI web mapping application. So as we click this, we get a pop-up about the point itself, its name, its lat long. We could also add additional fields here, but for simplicity and for example of this video, this is how I have done it. So if we hit view, it says 360 view, we are going to get a pop-up into a new tab and be brought to the 360-degree view with info points on screen. So this is the point of beginning, Bayou Lures. I have a disclaimer in every information point explaining that this 360-degree image, if it does not appear to be clear or higher resolution, I'm using a free tier of a third-party 360-degree image hosting service that degrades the image. Of course, once you update to a paying tier, your maximum resolution will be set. So this is just for experimental purposes. So we don't have to go through every 360-degree image in the project because we're going to bounce around to some other demos. But this is kind of what you can expect. So the great thing about 360 imagery that I like is you have a point of nadir with the camera on the ground. As you can see, there's the monopod there. So you get a 360-degree view out in front of you from point of nadir, which is the camera, and it captures a 360-degree image of your surroundings. So we can get out of this and go back. As you can see, the exhibit app is really nice, so it's going to take us to site 2 right here. We'll go ahead and click on this, and we can view this. This is site 2, and it's just the same thing. More examples. Pipeline right away, marshy, wet, working conditions, and then we have the disclaimer as well. Okay. And then we can cycle through and go to each location. This is a cool one. Hit view. On this one, I included an image. So here's the image. This is the boat launch. This is a public boat launch called the Sanchez Public Boat Launch. You can get a view. There's me squatting down. And again, we can keep on going to each and every point. Feel free to send me an email to get a link to this ESRI Exhibit web app, and you can interact with it and check out all the 360-degree images that we have taken with it. But again, see the integration here. This is all fine and dandy, but for myself, what I want to do is be able to keep the pop-up or have a viewer in the actual map where we do not have to leave the map. Another sample. So can click, can get out of this, and let's shut down the Exhibit app now. Let's go to the fun stuff. The ArcGIS Experience App Builder. Experience Builder empowers you to quickly transform your data into compelling web apps without writing a single line of code. With ArcGIS Experience Builder, your web apps look great and run seamlessly on mobile devices. Use the bookmarks in the nav to navigate to and from, then click orange points and features. So let's go ahead and launch this one. Once again, this is the ESRI Experience Builder web app. You see we have a similar interface here, but we have a big blank space on the right side. Again, as my progression in learning more and more on how to integrate these 360-degree images into an ESRI environment, you'll see how I've progressed. So let's go to Site 1. Okay, we click on the 360-degree image. Boom, look what comes up. So this is an embed code. This is the second way of integration using third-party cloud hosting of virtual tours. So now we literally do not have to leave our map. We can still utilize tools like measuring, stay on the map itself, but visualize the 360 here. And what's cool is we also have an additional Google aerial hybrid map that's integrated in. And currently these are each 360 image that's represented on the map by the site bookmarks, but then we have them here. When one is active, it turns into a circle and you have a cone of direction. Okay, so you see if I go towards the bridge, it's looking like the cone is a little off, but if we would minimize the map, you could see it's kind of right on. Okay, you can also use this to jump to the next site too, but it won't be linked in this map because this is an internal embed from another cloud service. So if I were to click this, it's going to move to site 2, as you can see down here, but it didn't move in the map. These are challenges that we're still working on. So we can go to site 2. We can bring out the map, and by default we go to site 3 and click. The map will automatically, the Google map will automatically extend. You also get the tour at the bottom that you can cycle through, and if you look on the Google aerial hybrid map here on the right, as I cycle over them, you can see them light up and go to each one. Which I wish we could reverse engineer this to get this to move in the map itself. That's where some developer SDK API skills are needed. So boom, we can go back here and see that same image that we took, looked at with the hyperlink image that brought us to a new tab, which we had to leave the map to see. Okay, so that's pretty awesome if you ask me. Let's go see, this was the 360 vendor page that shows us the embed integration. Let's go to ESRI's oriented image capture. So this is ESRI's solution for for 360-degree imagery, which we're not completely and totally, it's not ready for prime-time players. Let's just say that. I'm working with several folks at ESRI to get this implemented to work. It's very involved. Here we're looking at its loading. You can see it load. So this is ESRI's 360-degree viewer. Notice how it is part of what's called an oriented image catalog, which reads the projection, the X, Y, and Z, and the pitch, yaw, and roll for heading, for zooming in. Watch the cone in the middle. If we zoom in, your field of view gets tighter. There's me hiding. Look, I thought I hid from everybody. No. So as the view gets wider, so does the cone. And what's really cool is, so here, if we were to click in the cone, we're going to get an X on where that location is in the viewer. So let's do something like, there's me hiding, right? So let's try to put it close to me. I got kind of close. I could zoom in and try to get a little closer. Let's see. How about right there? No, you can't get that close. But you get the idea of how oriented image capture works with. Now, I have a basic OIC viewer. You can customize these viewers to get like this right here will just show you the images that I have in the area. This was the first test image. This was my son. It's loading. He was holding the monopod to get a test shot. Up here, this shows your exposure points, which are basically the center points. This shows the red is the cone of view. You can turn that off or on. Additional coverage is if you have additional imagery loaded in the area, which we don't. You know, it's just showing that because at this point here with the X, we have a 360. So it's just going to show you that circle, and then the cone of view is exactly showing you where we have view of image. Okay. This tool here, camera locations, which is the center point again. There's a navigation tool. As you notice, we have 2 points down here. That represents these 2 points here. So in a kind of a compass or sonar view, you can see the other points that have imagery for and click on those. Yeah. And this is what I'm working with ESRI to really want to get the measure tools, additional map features. You're supposed to be able to see these line features. And any other feature data in your map is also supposed to integrate into the 360-degree image. Notice how, you know, we don't have any line image here, but there is line data or hydrology layer right here. And we can't see it. It might be because we're on the bridge, but if we come this way, we should be able to see this blue data feature polygon, which we don't. So that's kind of a bug. Next, 360 spins. Scott, what's 360 spins? We've been talking about 360 imagery. So 360 imagery is the camera and the monopod are at point nadir in the middle. It shoots or views the surroundings in 360 degrees around that point of nadir, and you get your 360 degree image. What's a 360 spin, you ask? It's the exact opposite of a 360. So instead of having the camera at nadir, you now have an object or a target that you want to shoot with the camera at nadir. You then, the camera view moves out towards the circle of the 360 and rotates around your object, keeping the target object in the center in view. This can be very helpful in asset management, asset inventory, asset the current state of the asset, damages. So here's what's cool. In this web app, we have a tool that selects our feature data and unselects. You can choose the selection method by rectangle, lasso, circle, line. Not a big deal. Just leave this alone. Use the rectangle. Now you can do each one separately, or we're going to do the aha moment right now. We're going to select both of these 360 images, one 360 standard, one 360 spin. Notice how the icons differentiate between the two. Now, if we had some better imagery here with higher resolution, it would be nice. But this is a sample gas valve location with a structure on site. So let's go ahead, select both, and watch the magic. Boom. Here you have your 360 of the area, right? So point of nadir, looking out, rotating in 360 degrees around it. Noticing, hey, you might not be able to get a big trailer back here with a backhoe on it, or be able to turn around, or you want to bring a big dozer in here. There's not too many places that you can go. This is all wet, okay? So those are just some quick examples of viewing the surrounding 360 to see what's here. So next, in the 360 degree spin department, we're utilizing this gas structure, which is right here. Okay, so notice how we can click on it and rotate it here. We can zoom in right here. Let's zoom. Man, that wire looks loose, right? We can do a full screen and rotate. We have some information down here. This app is not necessarily the best app for use. This is a little cheesy down here at the bottom, but I mean it works. It tells you the general location where we were, the lat and long, the time it was taken, the temp, and as we rotate, you can see this compass down here at the bottom. It's actually correct in its azimuth. This is magnetic interference down here. So, and then on the full screen, if we zoom in, we can really zoom in here. Okay, we'll zoom back down. But notice how both the 360 degree image that shows your surroundings from point of nadir, the actual map of where things are, your 360 degree spin, which showcases your asset as being the target and being able to rotate in 360 degrees around that target to assess, all without leaving your map. So we're going to go ahead and unselect these two. Let's go to our next site, which was an oil well tank site. Here are two images here. Now, this is just stuff that I look for this kind of stuff not too far away from where I live to try to come up with real world mock examples. You know, I could have done this in my neighborhood with cars, but you know, we're trying to fuel the creative juices as well as the application uses that you, the viewer who are watching this, may see an application for or want to use this for, right? So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and select these two and let the magic happen again. Again, boom, here's the 360 imagery. It's an old offline oil well, and in the 360 we can do full screen too. We can zoom in. We can hover around. Now we can put all sorts of imagery points on this 360, information points, a bunch of good stuff. And then again, here is our 360-degree spin. Of course, I didn't walk around the entire thing, so I guess it's a 270 spin because I didn't want to be in the woods. Because it is a big structure or object to keep in frame and walk around. Notice how this down here kind of got in the way. That's why I'm not too big on this. I think a very lightweight time and location stamp in the bottom left without this black border would be much better suited for 360 spins. And of course we can make this. Now we can also make this not as jittery. I know it's 100 degrees out. I'm ratting around on a Sunday trying to do this mock test. Okay, so I'm like running through the project, not trying to be still, things of that nature. The workflow will come out later, but we could zoom in on this, and again, you can look around the photo. We can go back down, and we're still in our project. Unselect, let's go to the last, which is a power block of some kind. This is near Chalmette Battlefield. Let's go ahead, and I got these two icons reversed. So the 360-degree image is actually here. The 360 spin is actually here, but I think you understand. So boom, we have asset management on this this power block. So we can look all around here. Apologize, guys. And then we have our drag and spin. You can zoom in. You can rotate and spin around this to check out. You can go ahead and do full screen on the spin. You can zoom in. Down. Same with the 360-degree image. Again, for a disclaimer, this is a free trial, so that's why the 360-degree image is not in full resolution. It'll look a lot better. It'll look a lot better once we have a paid tier. And that's it, guys. That's the, go ahead and hit home here. That is the Experience Builder, showcasing hyperlinks here, ESRI-oriented image capture here, and 360-degree spins with embed and hyperlinks. Okay. So that concludes the also with the story map, I just put the entire 360-degree project tour all by itself embedded on the site itself. So there's no real maps involved except for the included Google aerial hybrid map. So you can go through this, see the infos. You can use the hotspot jumper to go back and forth. And that's on the story map as well. And just another slide, solutions for any job. So we thank you for this video. I'm sorry for the interruptions of my child going outside, the cat, the phone call, the whole thing. It's so difficult to find quality time. So thank you. And if you'd like any more information on this, you can contact Scott Owens at Pond & Company, Owens S at pondco.com. Thank you.